Here's everything that changed on Oldschool Runescape in April. On April 1st, Jagex released a very exciting news post introducing the first ever new skill to Oldschool, pet ranching. Pet ranching is the act of collecting, training, and battling your pets. No longer will your pets be mere cosmetic achievements. You hear that, Brad? You're now a Pokemon. By leveling up your pet ranching skill, you'll be able to have more pets in your roster, access pet raids in multiple RuneScape cities, training and growing your own pets to be more powerful, and participating in pet battling, and more importantly, breeding your pets. Pet ranching will come into the game never, because it was an April Fool's joke by the Oldschool team, and I really hope at least one of you watching this video fell for it. I'm not going to lie though, I actually don't hate the idea of this being a thing. On April 2nd, the Easter event was released into Oldschool, as well as some new account restrictions. These are actually fairly interesting because it restricts a lot of things that new players were usually able to do. From now on, the following rules will be in place for all free-to-play accounts. Items dropped by brand new accounts cannot be picked up by other players, although brand new players can still pick up items dropped by others. If a brand new player is PK'd, the PKer will still receive most of their tradable items. The exception is noted items, which are capped at 20 notes per item. Brand new players may receive items in a trade but cannot give them away. Brand new players cannot create sell offers for commonly botted items on the Grand Exchange. Brand new players cannot add items to the party chest, and brand new players cannot stake in the duel arena. And finally, one that actually affects me is that new players can no longer log into PvP worlds. For me, this is massive because it means I am permanently a world record holder on Oldschool. My April 1st video, where I broke the record for fastest hardcore Ironman death, used the method of starting a new account on Tutorial Island on a PvP world, completing Tutorial Island, and then having a second account ready to kill my new account whenever it spawned in Lumbridge. This is by far the quickest way to kill a new hardcore, since spawning in a regular world takes way too much time. The fact that new accounts can no longer log into a PvP world means that my record can no longer be broken unless someone discovers something game breaking. To be honest, it's a useless record, but hey, still kind of cool. The Fountain of Rune will also no longer charge members-only items on free-to-play worlds. This was being used by both moneymakers and hardcore Ironmen to safely charge items, but has now been fixed. In the Pull 70 Improvements update, the Blade of Saeldor can now be charged with 1000 crystal shards at a singing bowl to permanently prevent it from degrading, provided you are level 82 or above in both crafting and smithing. The percentage save rate of the Elven Signet has been raised from 5% to 10%. There is now an increased chance for moss giants in the wilderness to drop a mossy key, and a new room has been discovered in the Ireworth dungeon where you'll find traitorous Ireworth warriors for all of your elf slaying needs. NPC spawns across the dungeon have also been increased. Demi-bosses in the Gauntlet are now guaranteed to drop a weapon frame. The last item you searched for on the Grand Exchange will now be remembered until you search for a new item or log out of the game. You can now use the space key to reselect the last thing you created on a Make X chat box menu. Crystal Tool, Armor, and Weapon Seeds, as well as enhanced Crystal Teleport Seeds, can now be exchanged for Crystal Shards with an NPC in the pub in Privdinis. The burnt pages that show up in Wintertodt supply crates when rolled has increased by 50%. In addition, you can now exchange any extraneous Wintertodt uniques for more burnt pages with Ignicia, who can be found at the base of the camp. Ignicia will also now trade 250 burnt pages for a Tome of Fire instead of 100. Mounted mythical capes in your player-owned house now ask you if you're sure you wish to teleport if you select it while in building mode. And the drawers containing shades and supply crates now ask if you want just one instead of a whole stack. A new Gielinor Gazette was released that gives a lot of information about the content that's going to be released in 2020. The Dark Mire update will be released sometime this summer. The high scores have had their loading times improved. Leagues, early game improvements, and the new clan system have all seen major progress and will also see a release towards summer or early fall. Group Ironman progress has been slow since it relies on the new clan system, but progress is being made. The new Zaya quest is still in the very early stages, and at the moment, rewards are being thought out which include a new selection of powerful Arceus spells. You Soul Wars fans are in for some good news. The response to the implementation of Soul Wars was very positive, and they are currently working on turning it into a playable piece of content. Due to the crazy amount of settings that the game offers nowadays, the team is looking to completely overhaul the settings menu, so look for that change coming in the near future. The Hallowed Sepulcher is a brand new agility minigame coming to the game where you'll use your wits to clamber over obstacles and dodge traps as you seek the treasures of an ancient Saradominus crypt in the heart of Mauritania. They provided their step-by-step plan for the release of the minigame, starting all the way from its inception to how they are going to plan it for release. As you all saw in my last video, I'm not the biggest fan of agility, but this excites me. Anything to help me get off those roofs. The Tangle Root Pet can now morph into 5 different forms for all of your fashionscape needs. To change your pet's look, you'll need to give it at least one of the following seeds: a crystal acorn, dragon fruit tree seed, a guam seed, a white lily seed, or a redwood tree seed. Quantity buttons have been added to the bank deposit box interface for ease of use. Any seeds you steal from a master farmer will now automatically go into an open seed box if you have one in your inventory. This change will also affect gems stolen from NPCs, which will go into the gem bag. Farmer Gricoler's reward shop at the Tithe Farm now stocks the herb sack for 250 points. Vigora's chain mace, Thamarin's scepter, and crossbow can now be converted into 7,500 Revenant Ether apiece. To do so, right-click the weapon in your inventory and select the dismantle option. The Inquisitor's armor from the Nightmare of Ashihama boss has been given a set effect. From now on, each equipped piece from the set will boost both damage and accuracy by 0.5% while you are using the Crush attack style. If all 3 pieces are equipped, you'll get an additional 1% boost for a total of 2.5%. Deadman Mode is officially returning back to the game. On Friday, May 1st, all players will be able to log in and play. If you don't know what Deadman is, it's a very exciting game mode that involves you starting on a fresh account and building your account with accelerated XP drops, bonus items, and bonus drops, and more importantly, 95% of the map isn't safe, meaning you can be attacked almost anywhere by other players. The top 2,000 players after the first 3 weeks of the mode will then qualify for the tournament, where a battle royale type situation will occur, with the last person standing in the tournament winning a lot of different prizes. This Deadman mode sees many changes from the previous one, including the addition of Chambers of Zarek and the Theater of Blood, as well as swapping being allowed and double loot weekends at places like Revenants and Barrows. There's quite a bit to read up on here, so I'll make sure to leave a news post going over every single change in the description of this video. If you're interested in playing but don't want to play alone, I'll be opening up my clan, Hey Boys, to anyone who's interested in playing. Whether you want to skill, PvM, PvP, or simply make money to swap to the main game, anyone can join. Simply join my Discord, link in the description, head to the Deadman Mode channel, and request to join. We've got quite a few members already, and we are definitely looking to be a force this season. Bounty Hunter has also returned with a multitude of changes. The biggest change you'll notice is that on Bounty Hunter worlds, all players in the wilderness are skulled automatically, but they are not ordinary skulls. They feature different designs that reflect the highest tier of emblem that you and your opponents are currently carrying. Mysterious emblems have been discontinued and have been replaced with antique emblems instead. New rewards have also been added like blighted foods, potions, spell sacks, and promissory notes. But most exciting is that we see the return of the Vesta's Longsword. That's right, the VLS is back in the game. The thing is, it can only be used in the wilderness on Bounty Hunter worlds, so while it is officially in the game, its use is very limited. If you're a Bounty Hunter or PvP fan and would like to read more on the update, the link will also be in the description of the video where you can see every change that's been made. Many PvP YouTubers have also been uploading videos, so definitely check out theirs if you'd like to as well. Finally, in the most important update of the month, random events will no longer show up in the Demonic Gorilla Cave. So that is going to cover everything related to the RuneScape updates over the past month. In the comment section below, let me know what you think of the updates, as well as which updates you are most excited to see come into the game, whether it's Demo Mode, Soul Wars, or the new Agility minigame. RuneLite has seen only one update this month, but they are quite nice ones. Overlays such as panels and screen markers can be resized by holding Alt and dragging their edges or corners. The info box wrap count setting has been removed from RuneLite's config. You can now resize the info box container to achieve the same effect. If you previously had info box wrap count set to a value other than 4, you will have to alt drag and resize the overlay to cause the info boxes to wrap again at the desired number. Also, as was the case prior to the release, you can reset an overlay's position and size using alt and right clicking the overlay. The Grand Exchange plugin now has an option to use fuzzy searching, allowing you to search abbreviations or imprecise spellings to find items. The Prayer plugin now has an option to replace your prayer points display in your prayer orb with the time remaining until your prayer points expire. The anti-drag plugin has been updated to remove the requirement of the shift key when outside of PvP scenarios. An on-shift only option has been added to the plugin, which must be enabled to work both in and outside of PvP. If you'd like to read the rest of the several smaller improvements and bug fixes, I'll leave a link to the RuneLite website below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video covering the April updates. Make sure to leave your thoughts on everything down in the comment section below. If you like this series, make sure to give the video a like and subscribe if you're new. Next week, I plan on doing an unusual money-making method video, so make sure to send me your best unusual money-making methods on Twitter, Discord, or in the comments section of my last unusual money-making method video. If you guys would like to further support this channel, I recently opened up a brand new merchandise store with 4 new designs. If you guys would like to check that out for yourself, I will also leave it as a link in the description. Thank you in advance to everybody that does support. I appreciate it a lot. Thanks for watching.
Wow.